Every day, business teams run into messy, complex problems. A key software integration breaks down, or a customer support workflow suddenly stops making sense. The standard corporate reaction is immediate. The team springs into action to fix it. Someone starts writing a new policy. An engineer starts coding a patch. People feel productive because they are building something. But rushing forward without a map usually guarantees the system jams. When you jump straight to the solution, you run a high risk of solving the wrong problem entirely. Or you build a tool that looks great on paper, but no one on the floor actually adopts. Both outcomes cost time and money. To counteract this instinct, we can look to a framework borrowed from instructional design. It is called the ADDIE model. It breaks the workflow into a strict 5-step cycle: analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. By forcing a team to systematically slow down at the start of a project, this framework provides the most reliable way to reach a workable, successful solution at the end. This diagram shows the goal of the very first phase: analyze. This is an exercise in restraint. Before you touch a single tool, you study the current state and compare it to the desired state. You are explicitly looking for the measurable gap between what is happening today and what you want to happen tomorrow. During analysis, you must ask practical questions. What constraints exist? Do we have the budget? What resources support or limit? And most importantly, what specific outcome will prove that the problem is actually resolved? Once you have that data, you move to the design phase. Here, you take the information you gathered and translate it into a structured, sequential plan. The strict rule of this phase is that you are not building anything yet. You are purely making decisions about sequence, required systems, and scope. You are drawing the blueprint. By establishing this shared design early, you give everyone a map. The team understands what will happen and why, eliminating the confusion and misalignment that typically derail complex projects. With the map in place, you enter the develop phase. This is the moment ideas finally become tangible. Depending on the industry, you are writing the workflows, creating the dashboards, or coding the software components. Even here, it pays to be cautious. Rather than building everything at once, you build a small piece first. Testing a prototype lets you check your assumptions early, making adjustments before you invest heavy amounts of time and budget. Next up is the critical implement phase. The developed solution is pulled out of the lab and introduced to the real world, meeting the actual end users who need it. Success here requires careful coordination. You cannot just turn a system on and walk away. Users need clear instructions, orientation to the new process, and active, ongoing support. If the rollout is rushed or unorganized, people will simply ignore the new system. Even a perfectly engineered solution will fail if the people using it are left unsupported. Finally, the evaluate phase closes the project cycle. This visual represents the mechanism for checking your work. You are actively gathering post-launch data and user feedback, looking closely at the metrics to see if the final product actually bridged the gap you identified during the analyze phase. Few solutions operate flawlessly on day one. The true purpose of evaluation is to uncover specific areas where small, impactful adjustments can improve performance. Taking evaluation seriously allows an organization to learn from every deployment. Instead of an isolated project, the work becomes an ongoing learning engine that improves future operations. Stepping back, the completed framework reveals a steady, engineered rhythm, replacing the chaotic urge to guess. A team fixing a support bottleneck seamlessly follows this path. A manager leading operations change uses it as well. The business contexts differ, but the steps remain the same. ADDIE provides clarity. It gives teams a reliable order to follow during complex work, allowing them to stop reacting blindly and start moving with deliberate purpose.